Welcome viewers. In this video I'm going to be doing the intermediate algorithm scripting challenge, which is seek and destroy. So this one says that you will be provided with an initial array, the first argument in the destroyer function, which is this one here, followed by one or more arguments. So one or more arguments. Remove all elements from the initial array that are of the same value of these arguments. You have to use the arguments object. Remember to use read, search, and ask if you get stuck. Write your own code. Right, so basically what this challenge wants us to do is it wants us to eliminate all the values in this array that match these two arguments, the first and the second arguments. Okay, so the result that at the end we need to obtain is that this array would be like, so if you remove the 2 and the 3 from this array, you would probably get this result. I mean, not probably, but definitely. Alright, and then also what we need to do is filter out the null values as well here. Alright, so this should be our end result. Okay, and now how we're gonna approach this, we're gonna be making use of an object called, a JavaScript object called arguments. So now you guys must be wondering, hey Zane, what the heck is arguments object? I've never heard about it. Alright, that's fine. No problem at all. We always learn. And I'll tell you the basics of it now. So an argument object is an array-like object which is accessible inside the function that contains the value of the arguments passed to that function. So in this one, the arguments are we're gonna have is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. No, 0, 1, and 2. Okay. So if I just console.log arguments, I'll show you what I mean. Arguments. Alright. So say it says that it's an object. However, to check how many arguments have we got, we can use the method called length of the object type, and it says 3. So here 1, 2, 3. So no matter how many arguments we type in, the object will the length of the object, which is the arguments object, will keep on increasing. Alright, so for this challenge, I think you only have to know this much. One more thing before I forget, how you can access these values by giving it the index. So if I want to say I want the argument, I want this argument, which is number 2, I would say this is my 0th argument, this is the first, and this is the second. Alright, because arguments are array-like objects. Alright, so if I do, if I want to access 2, I would give it a 1. See, if I want to access 3, I would give it a 2. so on and so forth. And if I want to access this first one, I will give it the 0 index. Alright, so now that's out of the way. What we need to do is, for this challenge, we have to create an array of all these values using the object arguments of object. Okay, how are we gonna do that? We're gonna declare a variable here called args array. Okay, and I'm gonna use the array object and use the from method, and then pass in the arguments object arguments. All right, so now what from does it is, so now you must be wondering, hang on, Zaid, what's a from method now? Well, I was about to come to it. Fasten up your seatbelts, no problem at all. All right, so the from method basically, it it creates an array from an object. Okay, so if I pass in the arguments object, it will create the array of this entire uh, arguments. Do you want to have a look? Let's show it to you. So if I do console.log and then args array, here we go. We have uh, these arguments as in the entire array. So 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 and then 2 3. All right, so this is what from does. It creates an array from the array object passed in the method. All right, so now that we have the arguments array, we don't want to iterate over, I mean, we don't want to include these values. So like I showed you previously, we don't want to include 1 2 3 1 2 3. Okay, we just need 2 and 3 here. All right, so for that one, I'm gonna create another array which which will which will be called required args, and then I am going to apply a slice method which removes the elements from the array given the starting and then ending point. Okay, so args, I'm gonna apply the slice method on args array. So slice and then give it a starting point, which in my case is 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. 0 1, I'll say 1. Does that do that? Let's have a look if we have got the bullseye on this one. Yes, cool. So in this, we have to separate the required arguments that we need to remove from this array. Okay, so args array, I meant. Okay, so I'm just calling an slice method on args array and giving in the index of from which I want the items to be removed and stored into the required args variable. All right, so now that's out of the that's of the question. Now let's begin some actual fun part. So how are we gonna find if the values in here, which is these arguments, are present in this array? If you said that it's a for loop, then you're damn right. I'm proud of you guys. Alright, so let's implement a for loop now, which will be var and then I is equal to 0 and then I length I is less than r dot length, which is our uh, 0th argument, the actual array, and then I plus plus, and then we want another for loop to iterate over this required args array. Okay, so for this I'll use a variable j and j, and then this is my required args array dot length and j plus plus increment j, I mean. Alright, so I want to check if every item in this array equals the required argument, which is 2 or 3. Okay, so I'll check this array by iterating through the index one by one. So I'll check if 1 is equal to 2 or 1 is equal to 3, 2 is equal to 2, 2 is equal to 3, 3 is equal to 2, 3 is equal to 3, 1 is equal to 2, 1 is equal to 3, 2 is equal to 2, and 2 is equal to 3, and 3 is equal to 2, and 3 is equal to 5. I'll check all of them. So how are we going to do that? By the if statement. So we want this array, this index value, so starting from the first array, oops, my bad, so error, and then we want the first value. We're going to check if that's strictly equal to the this value here too, which is in the required args array, and the index is j. All right. So if these both are strictly equal, then I want to delete that value from the main array, which is our this array, which is our R. Okay, so I'll simply use the word delete and then R, and then I would do I. Okay, and that would simply get rid of all of the the index values which match these arguments. Alright, and then I'll come back from the for loop and simply show you the resultant array that we have managed to get. Say it's 1 and 1. So 2 and 3 were the numbers to be removed, which are no longer here, and we have also achieved our desired result. But we need to be careful here to get rid of the null values. We also have to apply the filter. Okay, and then pass in the boolean. Alright, that will get rid of our, watch out for any null values. Cool. So I'll just go over this again. So first of all, we know that we need to use an argument object from which we have created an array, which is called an args array, and then we checked if it's the required, the value is shown properly, which it did, so we can remove that one. And then we wanted to separate the arguments uh, that were required to be removed. So in this case, it was arguments starting from 1, okay, which is the index, so 1 and 2. And we used the slice method to remove the index, and we use this slice method to keep whatever the indexes we wanted. So in this case, it was from 1 and onwards. So from 1, so this is 0, this is 1, and this is 2. So we wanted to keep the indexes from 1, alright, which is 2. So this one gave us our desired arguments that we need to match, and then we created two for loops, one for the actual array from which the values have to be removed, and one for the values that need to be removed by matching the from the main array. Okay, in this case 2 and 3. So we looped through both the arrays and checked if the value matches the desired value. If it does, we were deleting that value from the original array, which was the array that had the values in it which were needed to be removed, as in which 2 and 3, all right. And then after we did all that, we simply checked if we have got the desired values which we had, and we can remove that as well. And to get rid of any null values, we use the arrays method, which is filter, and pass in a boolean. Alright, let's see if we pass this challenge. Yes, we have passed it. Congratulations, my guys. You're nearly becoming professional coders and getting ready for your first job. I'm really proud of you. Alright, this is it for this video challenge tutorial. If you guys have any questions or any comments, please leave me a comment in the section below, and I'll make sure I'll get back to you guys. And until then, have fun coding.